right. Oh. So that's right. All right. Get the fucking party started. Get the fucking party started.
You don't want it?
I figured you would want that. Maybe. Maybe not. Vinny Vici, Vinny Voch. Motherfucker. Yo, Peter Rabbit, you're the certified Lafayette guy. You know your basketball really well. You know your Lafayette basketball really well, guy. So you're gonna be our certified source. Thank you for made a little bit yesterday. Sharp Plays told you Boston College yesterday. Yep. Good call. I have dude, I'm seeing things like everything's fucking Sanskrit right now. How are we doing? I'm all right, man. How are you? I got my bongos because I think when I say picks, I'm gonna hit the bongos like it's like a rain dance because I can't buy a fucking 3-pointer. Today, Florida lock. Let's talk about it. I can be absolutely convinced of anything today. Anything today. Yeah, Peter Rabbit. Good job, brother. I don't know when Lafayette plays next, but the only thing I really like is Miami, Ohio, and I don't know. Jake Seattle, bad beat. I don't know, bro. Sharp plays. I don't know. I don't know whether it was. I don't know whether it wasn't. They're good. They play good 3-point defense, but we have to be able to hit layups. I mean, open layups we're neat. So I'm going to fucking rain dance my way to a couple of victories today. Got to turn it around. I do think Seattle was eventually the right side. I mean, fucking there's some crazy calls down the stretch. Some crazy calls down the stretch. Just why that's what's keeping Villanova off my board today. I feel as though there's going to be some crazy calls down the stretch. Arkansas, Florida is interesting. I think Arkansas is interesting because I kind of think Arkansas won that Alabama game. Like if I watch the end of that game, I'm like, you kind of took that game away. Like they kind of made the plays they needed to win. That Note thing shouldn't have really mattered. Alabama got handed a bunch of possessions at the end. They can play really good defense at the end of games. So I have trouble. I think Florida is kind of trending up. Florida's at home, which is probably the only place you can take them. I think it's really difficult. Do they need to get shots inside? Because Castleton and Florida play like good inside defense. Can they just score enough from outside with like a Moutier, Note? So like how does Arkansas shoot? Arkansas really hasn't shot that well away from home. They're kind of due for one to shoot away. I don't know. I don't trust Arkansas as far as I can throw them, but I think they're like definitely the better team. They're going to have like the 3-4 best guards in the game. When you're Florida and you have like Philandrius Fleming taking end of game shots, that fucking hurts, man. That really, really hurts. Okay. So I'm leaning Arkansas. Whoever said they like Florida, can you give some reasoning why you like Florida? Arkansas is looking for Kentucky on Saturday at home. They don't care about Florida. Maybe, maybe not. Where are they in the standings? Is Arkansas have a chance to be relevant in the standings? I think a worse beat than Seattle yesterday was how bad Syracuse shot. Make a fucking layup, either of you. Like Tyson at the end of the first half for Seattle, make a fucking layup. It's a layup. There's no one contesting it. Make a layup. Yeah, look ahead spots. Yeah, I can see, I guess, it being a look ahead spot. What is their record in the division? That's what I was trying to find out. Do they care? Do they give a shit about this game? 10-4. Auburn's 12-2. I don't think they get another shot, so it doesn't really matter. Kentucky's a big name team. So is Florida. Anything's like a big name thing for them right now. So I will. Can I get a read for Florida? Do you think Castleton's going to dominate Williams inside, and then they don't have another answer as like a big man to go? Are they going to go through offense through Castleton? The perimeter defense for Arkansas is actually pretty good. When it's Devo, Note, and Moutier, it's actually pretty decent. I think I would have to be on Arkansas or nothing. I don't really want to be on them, on Florida. I guess I can see it. I mean, you can't trust Arkansas, so I don't know. I still, matchup wise, they're gonna have like the best however many guards in the game. Hate betting with Mike White though. Another advantage that Arkansas has, they have a competent coach. Alabama Vanderbilt. I'm gonna look to live Bama, looking at how fucking incompetent they look, because I guess it's probably gonna be close early. I can see like Alabama and anybody else with Vandy thoughts. Scottie Pippen is on a roll in Alabama. I've only won 2 games on the road. Scottie Pippen Jr. The problem is there's no second fiddle. So when he has to start going gun for gun with like Shackelford, and if Ellis is playing decent, and Davison, like there's no second fiddle without Chapman. Rodney Chapman, when they had him, they're like much more formidable. It's too much on the weight on Pippen, and is like he can't last like a full game of like high workload. And I don't really think the right kid's like a suitable second fiddle against Bama. So I could see them covering, but I don't know about. I'm gonna look to live Bama. That's a spot where like 4.5 now. I think it still is. Feels wide, but. Wait, I said it. Sharp plays. I did read your comment about fucking Florida should be a 4-point underdog and it's 1. Makes no sense. Tell me how it makes sense. Yeah, I mean that's generally like when I see stuff like that, I'm like looking for value though. That's why I think there's value. Like I kind of agree. I think Arkansas should be like probably a field goal. Like, why am I mixing up sports? A 3-point favorite. Just because of the guard play. Like if they shoot themselves in the foot, it doesn't make the matchup handicap really that much different. Like, and I don't know. It's weird because that Bama game, I really don't think they kind of shot themselves in the foot, but not really. Jacob Sav, yeah, I can move, man. That I can do. This is what I'm looking at so far. I kind of have things to add. I went super limited because I spent a bunch of time on today because I was so fucking annoyed by the shot making of people I've been betting on. So I want to bet on some people that can make shots. I think these teams that can make shots. I think Yale can make shots. I watched that first game versus Dartmouth, and I think I took Dartmouth in that game, and I was pretty lucky to cover, to be completely honest. MSU +6 in money line. Oh, that shit. I should have something that's. I don't know. The right side, I haven't decided because I think MSU +6 in money line resembles Indiana for me yesterday. This is in the same bucket as Indiana for me yesterday. Like the exact same kind of thing where you see Indiana, like, I think matchup wise, dude, Michigan State's like a better fucking team. Michigan State is a better team than Iowa. Matchup wise, like up front, they have at least big bodies to throw at Keegan Murray and stuff, make shots difficult, make him take the fadeaways that he's like, he's like still pretty good at, but it's not wildly efficient. Hall got hurt last game. Celtics 340. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. He was playing like shit. So like that's just more minutes for Marble, who's playing well, and more minutes for Bingham and stuff. I don't mean to be mean, but he was playing poorly the last like couple games before he got injured. Maybe he was playing injured. That would be a good explanation for it. But Tukey, I'm gonna get back to the George Washington one. That's hilarious. What were we talking about? Damn it. I got the bongos and shit. It fucked me up. That's why I was a few minutes late. Oh, I didn't say anything. Arkansas. Oh, I might have fucked that up. Maybe it's Florida now. I think I really do need bongos right now. Shit, so many people would move. My bad. Michigan State. I think they have the matchup advantage, but I can't trust these fucking guards. I will say Tyson Walker started to play a lot better at the end of last game, so that's promising. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they definitely have the matchup advantage. I think if Iowa just comes out and scores 1 million points and blows their fucking doors off and they can't keep up, then okay. But I don't believe in Michigan State they have the matchup advantage. I think honestly, this should be like a 2. I don't even think it should be a field goal because they have such a significant matchup advantage in my perspective. Because like Tyson Walker is not going to get punished, right? They don't play Tony Perkins enough for them to get punished. George Washington should cover. 7's wide, but there's like a lot of experience edge on one side, man. I'm going to be looking. I'm hoping that George Washington keeps it close, and I'm going to end up taking Richmond because Richmond's starting to play a little bit better. That VCU thing means nothing to me. Why not Richmond heavy fave? The guards aren't bad, and the coaching's pretty good. There's a big coaching edge for George Washington. Jamie and Christian is a much better coach than what's his face? Oh, fucking Mooney. Mooney stinks. So I don't know. I'd be afraid to lay 7 though. Them winning by 8, you really got to kick the shit out of somebody to win by 8 on the road. You do have the guard advantage, all of that. I'm looking to live Bama and Richmond. That's going to be my homework that I have to do. Reasoning on Miami of Ohio. So normally I'd be looking to take Buffalo in this type of spot, this matchup. The Buffalo Miami Ohio matchup with the same similar-ish being the key point teams over the last 3 seasons, where Buffalo's had this pretty uber athletic squad going back to when they had CJ Massenberg, when they had I forget the lanky lefty forward's name, etc. But they've been really good at like perimeter defense, just like beating the shit out of other athletic teams. So like normally Miami of Ohio, who's like reasonably athletic themselves. IV 241130. How many bets I won yesterday? Fucking goose 0, my friend. Oh, actually, I took a bunch of Middle Tennessee. So the only thing I won. No, I got fucking hosed yesterday. Normally I think that Buffalo beats other teams that rely in any semblance on athleticism. What's up, Trey? Yeah, Seattle, it would be nice to – I haven't had a team shoot like 30% from 3. Like Syracuse didn't shoot 30% from 3. Fucking Seattle didn't. I have a team shoot 30% from 3 in a long time. Long time. I'd like some layups too. Open layups, threes. Tonight is going to be some good three-point shooting. It's coming. So Middle Tennessee was a lock. I don't know why I put it just ML safe instead of ML free, but just a trustworthy team. There's just these trustworthy fucking teams that we just gotta maybe invest a little harder in, like the list of teams we have, which is why I'm not taking. I think this is actually a really good spot for Eastern Michigan tonight. But I'm not going to take them. I'm going to fucking lay off, and I'm not going to bet against Northern Illinois because Northern Illinois has been one of our teams. So even though Northern Illinois' shot selection is getting to a point of unsustainableness, and it's actually going to match how shitty this shot selection is for Eastern Michigan, Farrakhan just has a good game, and it's like a pretty good letdown spot for Northern Illinois. So I think Eastern Michigan wins, but I know Tachi. Yeah, I see the thing about it being George Washington's birthday. That's a big deal. I agree. And that being like George Washington, like if you want to take George Washington, then go for it. Maybe you'll have a good chance to hedge off. They're a tough little group. Those 3 youngish guards they have are a tough little group. Okay, Nova or UConn, let's do next. What's up, Johnny Hingle? How are you, buddy? Aloha from Hawaii. Select Stang. Have we crossed an ocean? Boys, we've crossed the ocean. We've crossed the ocean. I got Eastern Michigan. We've crossed the ocean. Huskies at home lock. Yeah. I think the fucking the refs are gonna get you there. If you're on UConn, I feel like I can't keep laying into because I think UConn stinks, but I don't think Nova's really that good either. And I can see Providence is winning the conference. So one way or another, we get there, whether Nova loses to UConn this week or to Providence next week. One way or another, we're getting there. I don't know. If you look at the first matchup, if anybody went back and looked at the box scores for the first matchup, that would, Peter Rabbit, sorry, get into it now. That would scare me a little bit. If I'm on UConn, that would scare the shit out of me. No, not winning the Big East tournament. Providence is going to win the regular season. I agree, and they'll probably exit the Big East tournaments earlier. They're going to win the Big East, the regular season. I'm talking about regular season, guys. Calm down, Noah. Showtime Lake Show. I understand. We're on the same page. Same page. What's up, Brady? How are you, brother? I'm surprised Eric Dixon had such a good game. I don't know if anybody else was, but he had like 24 and 15, something like that. Cameron Reed, I don't like Buffalo. I'm on the other side. Damn it, dude. I think my short-term memory must be leaving. Oh, UConn. So Nova shot 55% from three in the first matchup. Yeah, but I thought they got pretty good shots. They play really smart basketball, and UConn doesn't. If you watch, UConn really doesn't. The Hurleys aren't big fans of coaching, if you notice. Move over, bro. Anthony Pallone, can you say it slightly nicer, guy? Can you say, like, fucking toss a PLS on there? Yeah, I don't it's smart basketball versus stupid basketball. I think the refs are going to bail him out because Eric Dixon kind of Eric Dixon almost reminds me like his matchup when he's facing like the taller like Whaley or Polly or something. Dude, it almost reminds me of like Paul Millsap versus like Anthony Davis or something, which is an awesome matchup. Like if you remember the NBA playoffs during the COVID break and shit, and the refs made sure that Paul Millsap fouled out. Go back and look at the actual box scores. He fouled out like fucking 2 minutes into each game on little hand check bullshits because they needed the Lakers to win. Obviously, they needed that little LeBron story. But he's a great matchup. So I think Eric Dixon is a plus matchup. I actually kind of like it, but what they're going to do is watch. Villanova is going to be saddled with foul trouble in the first freaking 2 minutes. Can we talk about Canes ML? Oh, the Hurricanes? Yeah, sure. We can talk about that next. I think that Villanova wins this game. I think somehow UConn pulls this game out of their dick hole, but Villanova is, from a matchup perspective, my side. If for nothing else, that they get coached and fucking, when we've talked about how we don't think UConn's very good on here a bunch of times. How good can you be when it's RJ Cole, who's like a mid-major like guard, just running like an entire offense, being so ball dominant? How good can that be? The ceiling is only so high. So I think UConn stinks, but I think Villanova like isn't that good either. And I think the refs somehow give it to UConn. I'd be all over like whatever the public side in Villanova or whatever it is. I would, because I don't think UConn's good at basketball. What's up, Cristo? How are you, brother? I love Vanderbilt points. Hey, I don't know, Eric Miller. I don't know. Damn, Lakers hating credit, Joe. I'm not Lakers hating. I'm just being real. We can talk about Ball State. Miami Pitt is really interesting to me. So we've kind of talked about on here how MSU money line, I don't hate it if that's what you're doing. What do the red spots mean? They're sushis. So those are the ones I've taken so far. I took Texas Tech spread. I took Miami of Ohio spread, and I took a little Miami of Ohio money line. I think Miami of Ohio definitely wins that game. They're not. Oh, I didn't even finish talking about that. God damn it. All right, we got to run. I got to run through that. Love the fit. Thank you. I wore the Kevin Durant Sonics jersey so that we can get a little shooting tonight. I figured if there's the best shooter on the planet, I put them. Am I coming for UConn? I don't think they're good at basketball. I'm sorry. When Polly and Whaley hit like 60% combined from three, I think they look good. I think outside of that, I think they're going to get a bunch of foul calls inside and shit, and somehow this game's going to spiral out of control. They didn't even have Justin Moore in the first matchup. You got to think about that. They didn't even have Justin Moore. So now it just kind of gets worse in my opinion. It kind of scares me. If you're on MSU on money line, I understand it. I don't believe in them. their guards, and I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. Miami of Ohio, another reason why I like them is that they're just not the same. They don't have the same athleticism at the guard position this year. They still have Mbala, and they still have I forget the other guy's name, the big guy. But they don't have it at the guard position this year, and it's way too easy for guards to get what they want against them on defense this year. I don't think Buffalo is that good. They're like overrated, and we're still paying from a matchup of like last year where Buffalo had like Graves and stuff and much better perimeter defense. I don't think they have it this year. It's not the same. That hurt. We have Delonte Brown back. So let's go with Miami of Ohio. Let's shoot okay. We're at home. Let's do it. Okay. Texas Tech, before we go any further, real quick. I think they're rolling. We like Texas Tech. We love their coaching. Umoja Gibson went off like crazy in the first matchup. Mark Adams is an awesome coach. Adjustments. We're rolling now. And biggest thing is Elijah Harkless is out. And, yeah, that's huge. I mean, not even just key spots on offense, but he's like their best defender. So that really stinks. They're like really limited now. I got Buffalo money line and Michigan State spread. Hey, I guess I get it. If you really like Segu, I really liked Segu, but he's pretty limited, man, on what he can get. He's not like a get whatever I want kind of guy. 4-game parlay. I just can't even read that, brother. That scares me. The Canes, yeah, I took some Miami of Ohio MLs. Joe, oh, you're the one who just talked about Buffalo. My bad. Canes money line. I'm not personally on it because I like Pitt. I do after watching the Georgia Tech Syracuse game. Georgia Tech and Syracuse, from like a lot of perspectives, are like way wider in disparity. Syracuse, first of all, a couple things. Whoever pointed out about Jesse Edwards, that is a big deal. That Anselm kid sucks. That just took off the ceiling on Syracuse. That really sucks for them if he really is out for the rest of the season. That stinks. I think Georgia Tech kind of stinks, but they are playing better. So whoever said Georgia Tech's playing better, we have a lot of really smart people in this chat. That's why this is probably going to end up turning into something, because there's so many smart people here. Marty, you're correct. Edwards is a huge spot. I still think I saw they have Duke next. It wouldn't shock me if they beat Duke, but Edwards is a huge part. What scares me with Miami, Florida, a couple takeaways from the last game against Louisville, who, even though they played pretty well against UNC, Louisville still is a dumpster with chemistry issues. It doesn't matter. It's just that UNC is also a dumpster. Didn't surprise us if Louisville won outright. They almost won. So in a battle, what scared me in that game from Miami, first of all, Wardenberg playing awesome defense. That's one thing. Unfortunately, in this matchup against a guy like Hughley and stuff, I don't really care how good a defense he's playing. It just really doesn't matter. He's going to get taken to the wood shop. The guard play disparity is massive, although Pitt can bully them a little bit, stuff like that. I think Meek is out for Charleston, or he's super limited. But I'll talk about that one next. Rob Howard did play his ass off yesterday. Agreed. But also, like Syracuse, they had so many chances to cover that spread and just like couldn't. I mean, Buddy Boeheim or whatever had his worst shooting game of the season. They shot like 20-something% from three. I mean, what the fuck? Meek's good to go, or game time decision. Yeah, I think Burnham can actually do a lot of the same things, because that actually is a really key in this matchup against Northeastern, like you saw in the first matchup. They really attacked Meek hard, really attacked Burnham hard. I think that's like a route to victory again in attacking Northeastern's defense. So they have a good mismatch there. Not a whole lot there at like the fours. I forget the names. It's not Tolbert. He's like the 3, but whoever that big goofy 4 is for Northeastern, Garbaggio. So taking them off the bounce. I think College of Charleston at this point is getting a little undervalued. Like, they're a little bit of psychopaths, so it's difficult with them, but getting undervalued. I think the other takeaway, so Wardenberg's playing really well. against most matchups, that's really awesome. Here, I think Guay is just so big and shit for offensive rebounding and stuff. That's going to be a problem. And then when you're playing another big guy to play against Hughley, but Hughley doesn't care about Wardenberg. I don't care how good the defense is. Hughley is like a very, very, very talented inside scorer. And then Wong's kind of a psychopath right now. So like McGusty's like driving in the lane and a lot of the bailouts that Miami does on offense, while they're still so talented, so they get away with a lot of it. I think that you could have some troubles against guys like Ojakale and Burton, who are like long defenders. Wong's playing fucking terrible ISO basketball. If a lot of those threes he takes go in, then sure. There still is a massive guard disparity. That's why I'm not going to play it. We like Miami. I do like Miami, but I agree with a lot of people concerning the sentiment around Isaiah Wong. He's playing some shitty basketball. Let's all be straight. Let's all be honest about it. Okay. They almost stole Towson from me, Charleston. They did and they didn't. That's why I said look to live them, because you knew Charleston. Charleston is still wildly talented. Let's really think about what this Charleston team is relative to other teams in the CAA. Like Towson, okay, Towson's just built really well, but pure talent-wise, it's like, let's see, it's like Jason Gibson, like the Timberlake kid, and a lot of other systems. These guys, like, aren't that great. Charleston has like the Rain Smith kid is like a fucking crazy knockdown three-point shooter. He's also a good leader. The Tucker kid. I mean, the Underwood, we've kind of talked about him on here a little bit, but the Underwood kid is kind of the bane of this team's existence. Ali is out now, so that actually is almost better because the two psychos of them working together are a lot like Boo Booey and what's the Audige on Northwestern, where it's like, you two are fucking crazy out there. You guys don't give a shit. So I think, but like just talent wise, then you have Meeks, who whatever game time decision, but still even like Burnham, Horton, just you have waves and waves and waves of guys. Farrar, Smart, you have just, I mean, they really are 10 deep, embodying Pat Kelsey's like the system he brought over from Winthrop. So Audige is an unreal athlete. He's a great defender. I'll give him that. He is a very good defender. So yeah, that's where I run into. I think that they're undervalued now. College of Charleston. I think Northeastern does really stink. I think we're gonna have a pretty decent athleticism advantage at some of the guard spots. I think Tucker can have a big game. And it's even like set up for Demetrius Underwood to have a good game, even though I don't like trusting that guy. So yes, I'm definitely leaning Charleston State in that spot. Do I want to trust Demetrius Underwood on the road? Because he has learned zero self-awareness during this season. Just absolutely none. Tukey and BTN talking about Kent State being sus. They're interesting. There is something about them still underlying about Sincere Carey too. I think that it's a good matchup for Ball State. I have them. That was supposed to be like a lean side, but I have Ball State. I think it's a good matchup for him. I think Sparks will get stuff inside. I think he's crafty enough against the guys that, super athletic, but maybe not the smartest tools in the shed for Kent State. I think that kind of toughness, like you see it like against a Northern Illinois who also has success. We've played them against Kent State, but you see it against those type of teams. I think they could definitely – I think Ball State can win this game. It's kind of let down spot for Kent State after just bludgeoning fucking Ohio or whatever. I think Kent State can definitely lose the game. I also think Kent State – I think I've been wrong on them a lot. Finally was on the right side last game. But if Kent State is just a rocket ship, Ball State can struggle to score on the road. Kent State's athletic. It's not like Ball State's going to drop like 80 in this fucking spot or something. So if Kent State just bludgeons them over the head with a stick with the more experienced guards, and maybe they're just on fire, and this is, let's go. There's a lot of experienced guys on this Kent State team. If you think about it, like Tervel Beck, super experienced guy. Hamilton's been there a long time. Jacobs has been there a long time. Sincere Carey's been around college basketball for a long time. So if they weren't so fucking hot, I'd be all over Ball State. I'd have Ball State money line. Somebody give good points on why Ball State is going to cover. They play pretty good perimeter defense. I mean, they've got some, like, between Bumbalo, the Jacobs kid, and then they play pretty good perimeter defense. Ball State's like a pretty good team. We backed them a lot this season. I think they're good. I think they match up well. I just don't know if Kent State's a fucking rocket ship right now. Then I just don't. That's tough. McCaffrey, little brother, Murray can all go away from three. I think it's interesting. I mean, that game is very, very, very similar to Indiana, Ohio State for me yesterday, where I think the matchup edge is entirely on Michigan State side. This line's way wide. It's just Michigan State. Are you falling off a cliff because your guards suck? Like, beginning of the season, we talked about how I don't believe in these guards. I don't believe in these guards. I don't believe in these guards. I still don't really believe in these guards. Let's be completely honest. Only play because their dad is a coach. We've talked about that. The nepotism on Ohio. Also, let's just like be completely unbiased and just go take a look at Iowa's record. Iowa stinks. Can't trust dudes who think vaping is a smart choice. Hey, nobody said anything about smart, but I'm tired of that. I was, 4 or 5 years ago, tired about people complaining to me about how I smelled. Can't trust me, though. I mean, hey, MSU is good value on the money line, just like Indiana was really good value on the money line yesterday. Like, they gave it away. But then you see, like, their end of Nalaquali. Can you see? And then you see their end of game shenanigans. Dude, that three they took at the end of game, that fadeaway three to, like, as their, like, final game shot. I mean, dude, what the fuck? That's how you seal a game on the road. That was one of the – none of your best players touched the ball. Like, Xavier Johnson had no idea what he was doing. So whoever's talking about Xavier Johnson, like, is that point guard, is that guy, whatever, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. New Mexico scares me today. Nalaquala, I think that New Mexico has a greater chance than that of winning the game. I don't know. It's partly based on – I think Utah State stinks. At this point, Utah State stinks. A lot of their players, like Idle Rock, looks like unengaged, which is weird because he came over with Odom or whatever from UMBC. You'd think he'd be like a rah, whatever guy, but maybe he's like, I'm just too short and slow. But that team stinks. That Shulga kid, every time he's on the floor, he's a walking turnover. I think Utah State stinks. I don't think New Mexico State's that bad. I mean, New Mexico is that bad. I do think New Mexico State stinks. That team still stinks. They are not winning whatever conference tournament. I will tell you right now, when you see the WAC team scheduled in on the bracket, it will not be New Mexico State. I don't give a shit. It will not be. It most certainly will not be. Probably won't be Seattle either. Maybe it's going to be like Sam Houston or Utah Valley. We'll look to take those two in this tournament because that Teddy Allen kid isn't very good. He's super overrated. He takes some wild shots. Xavier Johnson takes a shit a lot. Branham is so special. I agree. Branham is special. By the time Branham is like a sophomore, junior, senior, yeah. Branham we identified early. He's going through his rookie struggles. I shit on him a little bit too much. Man, that Indiana game was good. They absolutely sold the +7. Yeah, I was like, you got to take the spread or just the money line because they should have just won. I mean, they win that game a lot of the time. Please speak on Fresno CBB parlay picks. I don't know. I was going to take Air Force because it just felt wide. Air Force is at least tough. Air Force is whatever. But there's just nowhere where – and Fresno State, I mean, these guards are pretty difficult to trust. I think everybody probably likes Anthony Holland at this point. If you've watched Fresno State, I think we all like Anthony Holland at this point. But I don't like Isaiah Hill. He's a psycho. He is a crazy person. So I wanted to be on Air Force because I think Air Force does a lot of things right. They're an old team. They're not going to give Fresno State like a lot of live ball turnovers for easy buckets that way. But I can't really find a way where Fresno State plays pretty good defense. I can't find a way where Air Force punishes Fresno State anywhere, like defensively or anything. So I have a really hard time taking Air Force. So no opinion. I was looking to take Air Force, couldn't do it. So I was like, this is a lot of points. It feels like it's going to be a tight, like 1-possession, 2-possession game. Indiana just ran out of gas. Dude, Don't bail Indiana out like that. They ran out of gas. That last possession they took, I don't care. You make it, you miss it. You can't have, who the fuck is number 24 on Indiana that took that three at the it was their game sealing possession. Dude, they were up multiple possessions with like 2 minutes to go in a game you got to have, and it's not like Ohio State took that game. You gave it away. You had stupid fucking possessions down the stretch. It's not like you were just going to get it, but you're fouling every time on one end, and then you're making buckets on the other, and then you take a inside, and your best players are both inside players. You don't even let either of them touch it. It's not like they kicked that three. It was just Xavier Johnson dribbling around the top and then passes it on the edge to – that's the end of Indiana's season, in my opinion. I don't know. I can't do that. That's tough. Love Michigan State money line. I can see it. They're the better team. But if the guards crumble on the road, like lots of guards have been doing lately, because I feel like during this whatever push the NCAA has made to call more fouls, they're doing it a lot more on the road team. So you gotta have some cojones to win as a road team, or you need a big like talent deficit. I really like Siena as a. I'm glad as an Ohio State fan, but I don't know why they didn't go give the ball to TJ Deere race. Unbelievable. No, you got to touch it. I don't care if you come get doubled. You got to kick it out. You got to touch it. They have to touch the ball. It's because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're just lost. Things are moving too fast. You're not coached well enough by Mike Woodson, ex-NBA coach, who probably isn't hands-on enough or whatever it is. Iowa is so fraudulent. I agree. If you look at their record, like look at Iowa's just go to their schedule page or whatever, you'll be like, oh man, Iowa's actually done nothing this whole season. They might stink. Ohio State half-court sets are hard to watch as well. That was a bad game yesterday. It is college mecca. I agree. Ohio State is nothing to be like scared of. There's not a lot of good college basketball teams this year. It's going to be a very matchup-based tournament, in my opinion. That's why people keep asking me, who's going to win the tournament? Who's going to win the tournament? I think it's going to be very, very matchup-based because everybody has huge glaring holes. There's teams with absolutely no guard play. There's teams with absolutely no defense. It's going to be very interesting. I'm staying away from Iowa, Michigan State too, and I'm sure Michigan State will just fucking win outright. Oklahoma plus 10. I can't touch Oklahoma with a 10-foot stick. Tony Gambles, especially without Harkless. Elijah Harkless is like their best player in my opinion, especially at like big times in games. He's the one they go to. Even though he's not the most offensively talented, he's just the toughest and the most willing to take the shot, I guess. But it's crazy because he's like a Cal State Northridge transfer. He's some crazy transfer, Harkless. He might even be from JUCO before that. He's just a tough kid. Without him, I think they're just gonna go through like is Umoja Gibson going to score 35 points again? If we think Umoja Gibson is going to score 35 points, then I think they're going to need something like that because while they've been playing better, man, so is Texas Tech. They're running into an absolute buzzsaw. Texas Tech's got some revenge on their mind. I think Texas Tech is just going to beat them over the head with a stick. I think it like breaks away, gets really bad. I haven't been great with the big spreads, though. Saw Syracuse yesterday. Although with 5 minutes to go, you're up 6. Tipping point in the game, and you guys just fall apart. So I don't know. I just think Texas Tech at one point, a lot of people have talked about it in here in terms of teams they think can go far. Texas Tech is just really good at one point. Yeah, I'm taking both. I have a little bit of money line, and I'm taking Miami, Ohio. They're like my favorite play today, which is the fucking psychopath thing to say. Nova money line. Hey, Harrison Binkle, I get it, but when the refs are fucking chomping you to pieces today, just think of just woo-saw yourself. Just rub the earlobes and woo-saw. You're going to be dealing with a lot of fouls. I hope they don't take Eric Dixon out of this game early. Because Eric Dixon is a pleasure to watch, in my opinion. I really, really like that kid. So just clench your asshole every time the whistle blows, and I think you'll be all right. Ace Sports Picks. Yeah, Nova's the better team. Let's not get this fucking twisted. I'm not going to do this again because I know there's UConn fans in here, and I'm just chopping them down by the bits. But Yeah. I like Siena. Yeah, I'm on Siena. I'm gonna do it. I think they have mildly struggled with physicality, and Monmouth is gonna be physical with them. But Monmouth is just a mess to me at this point. They haven't played good basketball in like the better part of 2 months. I think Siena can win outright. I'm gonna probably end up with some Siena money line. I haven't taken it yet. The only ones I've taken so far are Miami of Ohio and Texas Tech. I was waiting to do this because people have good information in here, and I don't know. I don't know if my goggles are on correctly with seeing the board. I might have to go get some goggles and put them on if today doesn't go well. So I made myself wear a dunce hat, and I got my bongos and a KD jersey, and hopefully we win some shots today. Miami of Ohio, Texas Tech, St. John's. St. John's isn't playing today, I don't think. Eric Dixon is a little tougher than Paschal inside, though. I like him. Siena hurt me when they've been winning like crazy lately. Miami, Ohio, ML or spread. I'm on both. I have more spread. I think UConn probably does win because the world's not a fair place. Buffalo -5 rugby player. If Eric Dixon gets into early foul trouble, we have some problems. We can sound a red alert. And if I guarantee the rest are going to do that, watch for it. Watch for those evil fucks calling an early check in the back on fucking Eric Dixon, those sick, twisted pansies. Lean Kansas spread. Yes, Harrison Bengal. I do lean Kansas spread. I think they probably end up beating them over the fucking head with it. It just seems it's scary. Gillespie is a game time decision also. Well, that would certainly be something to look at. Although then RJ Cole is just gonna have a worse defender on him. So it just makes me like lean under instead of actually taking me off the game. I'm not gonna be on it. I can't walk into the rest. I'm not gonna yell at the TV tonight. I was screaming at the TV last night when they called the tech for a flop on the fucking when the guy lowers his shoulder in that Seattle game. That Seattle game had some wild officiating at the end. I don't know what was going on, and then the refs kept going over to talk to the New Mexico State head coach. I was like, "What the fuck are you two talking about? You're calling fouls on the other team. What are you guys talking about?" Very interesting. There's some money coming into sports. I just got to be a little more weary of it. Like put my little tinfoil hat on tonight, I think. Because otherwise, I'd be all over Villanova here. Villanova at plus money over a bunch of fucking. Not going to be mean, but I don't think UConn's good. Bama game. I think Bama eventually ends up winning. I don't see Scottie Pippen Jr. being able to go tit for tat down the stretch with Shackelford and Davison. So I think eventually, because they're not going to Liam Robbins being back for Vanderbilt creates an interesting snafu in the fold because can Badeko guard him to some reasonable level of efficiency? Interesting. Liam Robbins is a pretty crafty fuck. Sean Kemp jersey? Nah, Durant kid. The Durant. The one season of Kevin. I used to be a giant Durant jersey Durant fan when he came out of college. I thought he was like the most remarkable thing I'd ever seen. I don't know if anybody else watched Kevin Durant at his 1 year at Texas, but it was like the same thing now. It's just like, holy shit, this guy can literally hit it from anywhere on the floor. But like they're not that good at guarding him. So like it's crazy. Siena money line or spread. I think I'm going to end up with some of both. I think the guard plays better right now, which is crazy to say. A guy like Anthony Gaines and like Colby Rogers and stuff are better than fucking Pappas and Shavar Reynolds. Fucking Monmouth's playing bad, man. They're playing really bad. Really, really bad. Big board for you today? Yeah, I haven't taken it all yet, just to be fucking straight, Austin. I've only taken Texas Tech and Miami so far. I think I am going to end up with a lot of these other ones then. Most likely Siena. I don't think I can fuck with Michigan State. I don't know if I can do that to myself today, whether they win outright or not. Everybody seems to like Yale. It's an interesting one for me because I think it's a pretty important game for Yale. And I liked Dartmouth's matchup last time, but I watched the game and like it wasn't good. It wasn't the side. So the other thing is a lot of people have liked Yale. The lines moved like a point or two too. Just a heads up. Easy W for Iowa today. MSU is garbage. Iowa is garbage, but two garbages. Yeah, garbage on the road is never very good. So Yale has lost the last 5 ATS against Dartmouth. I don't know. Dartmouth has a lot of older guys. There's just no matchup edges. Like, I thought the Ray guy might have a decent game because he's kind of like a fucking like 6'5", 6'6" guy that's maybe a little too big for Gabadon or whatever to guard. But it just, like, I guess Kelly was they're just fine. So I didn't see any matchup edges for Dartmouth. So I gotta lean Yale. I can see Iowa. I don't want to fucking, maybe I should just take that off because I don't trust Michigan State as far as I can throw them. I do think Michigan State is the better team. I really do. Like, I think this line, why is it so wide? It should be like 3 max. Why Miami of Ohio rugby player? I think that, do you like Buffalo? Is anybody, hey, there's a good one because that's my favorite pick today. So to counter it, does anybody think Buffalo's good? Like, has anybody watched Buffalo play this year and been like, man, they're fucking good? I don't even think they have like one really good scoring option on that team. They stink, in my opinion. Miami of Ohio at least has started to try a little bit again. They're like way underrated. It's all older kids. They probably have more experience than Buffalo, as weird as it is. And Buffalo just doesn't have the perimeter defense where this matchup usually stinks. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Sin City, I need some 3-point variance, guy. I'm calling to the rain gods. So I got my dunce cap on. I got the bongos, and I got a little orange juice. Trying to feed the rain gods. One of my teams I bet on will shoot over 30% tonight from 3. I'm telling you. It's coming. Buffalo is a good scoring team. I don't know. I think against some poor defenses. I've watched some points of this season where Buffalo looks crazy bad. I thought Segu would be better this year than he is. When Ronald Segu was a freshman, I was like, man, this kid's going to blow people's doors off. And, yeah, it hasn't happened. I've watched every Arkansas game this year. I think we match up well. The X factor will be Appleby. Interesting. So are you're an Arkansas fan? I think Arkansas matches up well because there's a bunch of size at the guard spot too. On top of the fact that Williams will at least provide some resistance for Castleton and stuff. And I think Arkansas, while they do, it takes away some of the offense. I think Arkansas will have to shoot reasonably well. I always count on Sin City for a lock. Sin City knows this shit. That's true. But I think Arkansas can score from outside. It does eliminate some of like the Audis Tony offense, stuff like that. But Amudier can play. Oh, you graduated from Arkansas. Lavigne. Okay, Lavigne. So I think they got to score from outside. I think they're super capable of doing it. I don't trust Florida's guards to keep up with them, even though I don't trust Arkansas's guards as far as I can throw them. I just think there's like 10 times more firepower on one side. Florida probably going to have the refs on their side. Probably. I feel like everybody hates Arkansas at this point. JT Note is a punchable guy. I actually he's winning me over. I like him more than I did before because he doesn't play very smart, but he plays hard. He really does bust his tail off, so I'll give him that. It's tough for me with guys that don't play smart, though. Like Xavier Johnson, want to like him, doesn't play smart. What do you want, Sin City? Kansas State plus 11.5. Are you? I get it. They were up 17 in the first game, and then that game reminds me of Clemson Duke a couple of weeks ago, where it's like Clemson plus 7 at home against Duke. How the fuck do we not take that? Like, this game's going to be close again. They were up at the end of the game last time at the other person's house kind of thing. And I guess Kansas State was home, so not the best analogy. But I have some bad feeling in my stomach that Kansas is just going to beat them by 60. Because Nigel Pack had scored like 35 in that first one too. So it feels very much like K-State hit them with their best shot, couldn't knock them out. But if you like Kansas State. I'm not like super on Kansas. This is like a lean side. This side. Just trying to make it a lean side. I already locked in Arkansas, so I don't have much to say, but I got a bad feeling now. Yeah, that's the discipline of the guards that's creeping in your head. You're like, oh, I bet on some really undisciplined guards tonight. It doesn't always go wrong. If you bet on Charleston, it's the same little birdie in your ear talking. It's like, we bet on some really undisciplined guys tonight. Yeah. Arkansas is a much better team, though. Arkansas is nice. And I bet you Williams gets a bunch of 3-point looks. Jalen Williams is going to get a bunch of 3-point looks because Castleton's not always going to follow him all the way out there. So there's some matchup edges for Arkansas, too. So if Jalen Williams hits his threes tonight, hits like 3 or 4 threes, yeah, they're not going to beat Arkansas. I don't see it because Florida just not going to be able to keep up with them. Williams is really good. They need to figure out how to utilize him better. Like on that, the thing about Arkansas though, if they fucking lose, that last play against Alabama, while I feel like the refs gave Alabama 2 free possessions in the final minute and a half, which kind of a big deal because they scored on both of them. When Note took that crazy 3, did you see who was wide open at the top of the key? Jalen Williams. Would have had him rather taking a wide open 3 than a fade away from you, Note. So that's what I'm saying. Note, not very high IQ because he looked at him too. If you rewatch the replay, he looked at him. Bama, Arkansas, Texas Tech, and Miami is who I got in my lay. Hey, I don't hate any of them. If you want to take Miami, I guess I get it. I can see that. I think the line is probably about right. Like if it's minus 200, that's like 66% implied odds. I think they probably win 2 out of 3 in this matchup. I agree because they do have such superior guard play. But Hughley can have a good game. It'll be a great test to see just how good of defense Wardenberg's playing. Because if Wardenberg fucking shuts down Hughley, which don't see happening, but if he manages to do that, then Sam Wardenberg should be like defensive player of the month for sure because he's playing very, very good defense. Yeah, they don't use him well enough yet, but at some point, JD Note is a height advantage versus Appleby. I think all their guards are going to have a significant side advantage. Amudier is a big boy. Devo Davis isn't small. All of Florida's guards are like up transfers. They all have significant size advantages. But there's also going to be Castleton to meet them there at the rim. So maybe the shots they're forced into are a little more mid-rangey, whatever. But if they're smart enough to kick it to 3 and just be decently smart with the ball, Arkansas can score a lot of points in this matchup. I think Arkansas has the matchup edge, which is why they're on the board. Do I trust their guards? Not fucking really. Do I trust Michigan? I think Michigan State has the matchup edge significantly. And I think they're like arguably a better team. Do I trust their guards? Not as far as I can throw them. Did you hear that? That was like the guy in like a fucking teppanyaki commercial. Yeah, throw them. Playing some drums, bro. Yeah, dude. I got the bongos out. I'm trying to get some points today, man. I'd really like one of the teams I bet on to shoot over 30% from 3. Have I touched on Tennessee? Oh, that scares me because I don't think they need if Nakamura or whatever's still out and they can just play Plasovich and the other guy. And I mean, Fulkerson's kind of been like almost off injured. But they have the size to at least, I don't know. I feel like Tennessee might just dog walk them. I don't know. I'm scared. I agree. Tukey, Missouri at home is a different beast. Stay away. I could see I agree. And I don't like Tennessee, but those 2 guards, there's no answer for either of the 2 little midgets. If they want to if Tennessee wants to dog walk them and put up like fucking 90 points today, they can, I think. Because I don't think there's anything that they're going to be able to do on those 2 little midget guards. So I think matchup-wise, it's Tennessee, but it's way too wide for me. Way, way, way too wide for me. But if Tennessee just decides to completely dud and they just like lose, then it's like, okay. But matchup edge is Tennessee for me. What are your thoughts on Indiana? Michael P. Very similar as they were going into yesterday. But I don't know. I think that might be the final straw. Like, I don't know how you continue to come back from just giving away games on, like, I mean, you just not only can you not hit an outside shot, but you just can't figure out what you're fucking like. How do you not know to get one of those to a possession inside? Especially Race Thompson played his arse off yesterday. I thought he played amazing. Tennessee has been much better with the 2-point guard lineup. Ziegler's a stud. Yes, absolutely agree. Great note, fun guy. I think Ziegler is a stud, and Ziegler is like a big dick stud, and he's like a guy where confidence is infectious. Like, I don't think it's coincidental that Kennedy G. Chandler suddenly started playing much better. Kennedy Chandler might also just not be like a point guard. He might just be like a better, like a Carson Edwards. That's who I think Kennedy Chandler reminds me a lot more of than somebody trying to put him into being like an ideal point guard. I think he's a lot more like a Kennedy Chandler. I mean, like a Carson Edwards. He's just undersized. So we probably have to play him off ball. Maybe this midget backcourt will just end up being awesome. Because it makes it so Vescovi isn't taking so many shots. When we were at that point in the season with Tennessee where Vescovi was taking all the shots, I was like, this is fucking crazy. I mean, what is somebody thinking? Nova and UConn both stinky, staying away from that. I respect you, Jay Baldy. They are stinky. UConn is so stinky. Race Thompson is a beast. Race Thompson played a game yesterday. I respect him for the hustle. I mean, dude, he was getting fouled and stuff too on like putting stuff back up and inside, and he was just muscling through stuff. I thought Race Thompson was very impressive yesterday. Less impressive would be Trace Jackson Davis. I thought he played terrible defense down the stretch. I thought he left a lot of points at the free throw line. And, played some bad defense down the stretch. Trace Jackson Davis looked a little fucking not there, not completely all there. This Yale game, you have insight on the total? Not really. Probably under. If I add to a bunch of older guys, I guess they're not going to give possessions away, but they know each other well. They've all played each other a long time. In the first matchup, two like younger forwards kind of really showed out. I don't know if that happens as much this year. Tatum and Bird or Dirk and Luka. I don't even know how to respond to that, Luke Mack. I mean, Luka's just kind of like turned into a fat boy at this point, but I have a ton of respect for Dirk, and I don't like Tatum. I'll go Luka and Dirk. I dislike Tatum. I don't think any NBA team will ever win with Jason Tatum. He was like a really net negative on our Duke teams. Tar Heels best seed possible. Daddy Drew, are the Tar Heels making the tournament? I don't think UNC is going to be in the tournament. How are they gonna? Dartmouth cost me some coin last time. I want to pancake Yale on the ML. Hey, Tyler Zero, I can't. I think Yale. I watched the last game because we had Dartmouth. I gave out on here. No, well, I wasn't doing the live streams then, but whatever. Dartmouth +7, and we covered. But Dartmouth was down a significant amount for a good portion of that game, and there wasn't really I didn't see any specific matchups. I thought the forwards for Dartmouth would have a better time than they did, and one of them did, but Ray and them, I mean, I guess if my win condition was betting on an Indian small forward, you lose that. You can't be scratching your head where'd it go? It's like the same thing when you bet on a ginger quarterback with Carson Wentz. It's like, what happened, man? I don't know. But AJ Corrick, it's Durant, dude. It's a Durant Sonics jersey. I never see anybody with this jersey. That's why I like it. Nobody has the Durant Sonics jersey. If UNC makes the tourney, it's just because they're a blue blood. Yeah, I don't think UNC. I think it's, wow, they're a 10 seed, UNC? That is so disrespectful to teams that worked really hard this year. Oh, man. Yeah, Hood Market. What's up, man? I've only played the things I put sushi against. I went out and found sushi fucking magnets. I'm surprised nobody recognizes what they are. They just say the red blob or whatever. Yeah, UNC is not going to be in there, I don't think. I've only taken Texas Tech and Miami of Ohio so far. I'm really being convinced to take Arkansas. When JD Notie throws the ball out of bounds, I'll just at a key time in the game, I'm just going to be well, no bongos could save me there. Yale line fishy. I don't know. Opened at like 2.5, 3 now. I don't know. It was a close game at Yale last time out. I don't know. Maybe people don't believe in Yale too much. I mean, Yale was only a 4-point home dog to Penn. So I don't think the line's too fishy. I think if you like Dartmouth, you're like just much less of a Yale guy. You just really don't like Yale more. Loved Oklahoma today until I remembered Harkless out for the year. Yeah, Lil Horman, dude. That's their guy. That's the backbone of that team, man. And he's the backbone of like any team he's on. I really like Elijah Harkless. I'm a really big fan of that kid. I think he's a very good basketball player. You think Juwan Howard is done with Michigan? Dude, I don't know. Tukey, you said just suspended. I don't know, man, because this is like the second or third run-in he's had in the fucking handshake line. And it was like, bro, like you can't get physical with people over like handshaking, not handshaking, whatever. You don't get to just, it's like, you don't get to act like you're like a kid. You don't get to punch people when you don't like things and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I like Juwan Howard. I thought he was an awesome mentor in the NBA. I think he's awesome. He just mushed his face. Yeah, but like, dude, you don't get to do shit like that. I thought it was pretty funny too, just because it like reminded me of like, I don't know, Greg Gard being like, he was like that, but it's like, bro, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's like not in today's age, and it has nothing to do with. It's just how impressionable people are, rather than like people just see things and do them. It's like you can't be setting that kind of example. Akron -8 a lock. I don't know. My initial impression was it's a wide spread, but they're gonna murder them on the boards. So I agree with you there. They're gonna murder them on the boards. My initial reaction was it's a little wide just because Bowling Green can fucking score. If nothing else, they can score, and Akron does struggle to score at times. So my initial one was it was wide, but then I started thinking about the physicality, stuff like that. I didn't look. Is Bowling Green really struggled with physicality? That would be a good marker for this game. I didn't really look into it as much because I just don't really want to be on Bowling Green's 3-point shooting today. But they've lost 4 in a row. Yikes. They beat Northern Illinois. Ooh, and that wasn't a good look. I remember I watched that game. But they got shellacked by Akron earlier in the season. Wow, the boards, we crushed them on the O boards. Interesting. Yeah, that seems a little wide to me. Okay. Bonnie's -3.5 versus RI 9. I think that's really wide, but I would rather throw myself off of something than take fucking URI again. I don't need that in my life whatsoever. UConn, Eastern Michigan, Leafs over. Yeah, to be honest, Derek Kittle, little move because I think Eastern Michigan's going to win, but I have absolutely no interest in playing against Northern Illinois. It's been very profitable for us. So I do think Eastern Michigan, because at some point you have to pay for the asshole shots that Northern Illinois takes. Even if your board bets are ATS. I took this at -9.5, and I took this at 5.5 and the whatever money line. I took money line too. Forget what it was. This is going to end up being money line. Anything under, I like almost always, if it's under 3, I will almost always take the money line. If you look at the actual math, I think it's profitable to take money line anytime under 2. I believe the math says. Personally, I do 3. Yeah, like almost always. On the dog side, it's different, but laying like the -2, so like the -110 juice versus the -150, up to -150 for -3. And then however the math works out, if you do it long term, it's more profitable to take the money line at under 2, but I do it up to 3. So if I take Yale, I'll probably end up on the money line. This I'm going to end up on spread and money line probably. and I'll only take New Mexico money line because they're either going to get dog walked or I'm right, and Utah State is complete dumpster fire, and there's nobody to really guard these guards anyways, and New Mexico just wins outright. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that to myself with the New Mexico thing, but that what did you see in Seattle? No hate, all love. Trey, I don't know. After watching the game, I think if they make like 2 or 3 of the layups that they made, I think if they don't call it technical, that was a bullshit technical at the end of the game. I mean, dude, we shot like 19% from 3. What did they end up shooting? I get that New Mexico State, plays pretty good 3-point defense. If you watch that game, there were a lot of open threes in that game. I don't have a problem with being on Seattle yesterday. I have no problem with being on them. I think that was fine. I have no issue. What did they end up shooting from 3? I mean, at some point, I will have a team that shoots over 25% from 3. It will happen. It will happen at some point very soon. Yeah, they shot 7 for 31 from 3. We ended up with more possessions in the game. Less turnovers, barely got killed on the O boards, which if somebody told you that pregame. So I would play this game again. I would play it again. I don't know. My handicapping, I would just do the exact same thing again. What do the different foods mean? It's just a unit sizing. I do a pancake, and then these things are supposed to represent pancakes till I find a pancake magnet. And then avocado is a half a unit, and then a just regular unit is a piece of sushi. I was pretty baked, and I ordered a bunch of those magnets on like Amazon or something. Good job, Dino. I'll put some more food in a bit. They missed 1 million layups in the first half, too. BTN Sports, 1.5 million. The ball wouldn't fucking go down. The one at the end of regulation or the end of the first half where Tyson had a putback, it was literally just tap the baby on the hiney. Couldn't do it. Sometimes variance is bad. That's why when people are like, this is a lock or that's a lock, you can't make a guy make a fucking layup. What's the red magnet next to Texas mean? Just a unit. It's a piece of sushi. It's just a piece of nigiri. Miami -4. I get it, I guess. Like, I don't want to do it, but the guard play. Just guard play. Miami does play perimeter defense. They switch well and stuff. You're going to force Pittsburgh to probably take a decent amount of outside shots. They just shot well from 3 in the North Carolina game. I don't know how they did against Georgia Tech, but yeah, guard play should be way too much theoretically. But I think there's a world where Hughley scores a shitload of points. Miami continues to have reasonably inefficient offense, and Pittsburgh wins outright. I can see that. Pitt's pretty good, dude. They're not bad at basketball. People keep shitting on them. They're not bad at basketball. Like, I can't. No, I mean, take Miami then, brother. I get it. I forget who was talking about how bad Isaiah Wong's offense has been in this chat. And I hadn't noticed till somebody said it. Isaiah Wong is playing like the scariously bad basketball I've ever seen him play. He's like, I don't even know if it's a mix between confident, inconfident, this, that, wishy-washy, washy-washy. So I don't want any Miami. What scares me from Miami is their offense a lot of times. That's what scares me from it. They're like really, 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 really reliant on cuts and shit. Because when their outside shots aren't falling, a lot of their it gets really inefficient, their driving game and stuff. They get a lot of backdoor cuts, a lot of lobs, shit like that. If Pitts plays smart, if the defense they play is sound, disciplined, and smart, Miami can have some troubles. Wong goes 1 for 20, then makes one crazy shot, and people think he is doing good coming from a Canes fan. Yeah, he's playing bad basketball, man. It's pretty bad. I agree. It's now a stretch of a few games where you have to be like, all right, man, you're doing pretty bad. Miami is throwing the game for Vegas. I don't know. Normally I'd say whatever, but that technical called on the New Mexico State head coach kept calling over the refs like after every fucking play last game. I don't know what that was about yesterday. I don't know what that was about. It was weird. Is Gillespie and Moore playing for Nova? Apparently Gillespie's a game time decision. I thought Moore was playing. He's not playing. I was under the impression he was because he didn't play in the first one for against UConn. So that's one thing to keep in mind either way. There was no Moore the first time. So even if you're comping it, like, you know, but they'll probably need the guard depth considering how many fouls are going to be called on them today. I'm sure every time Tyrese Martin drives, foul. Damn it, TTL. What's his face? Ayala ended up with like 13 points, didn't he, or whatever? I don't know. I looked and he had 13, and there was the over on him. Although the over on Donta Scott would have hit too. He was like their second leading scorer, so I was right about Donta Scott. I don't know. I miss Earl Timberlake. Yeah, Earl Timberlake was sick. If a lot of fouls are getting called, I love Nova's ability at the line. I think there will be a lot of fouls called on Nova. I don't know about all the fouls called. It's been getting crazy. Like Big East home court advantage. I don't know whether it's specific teams. If like Creighton's getting a lot of calls for some reason, or they're not. Well, Creighton not really. They were getting dogged at the end of the DePaul game. I don't know. Big East home court advantage has been like fucking insane. I don't know whether they're working on attendance or what, but they're letting some crazy shit happen. Fats Russell did go crazy yesterday. I know, man. I don't know who Fats Russell is. I will say Penn State had a lot of opportunities at the end of the game. We still can't get it twisted and think Maryland went really cold at the end of the game. Harar missed the front end of a 1-and-1, a bunch of other shit. Did you watch that Morgan State game yesterday against Norfolk? No, I didn't, brother. I did not get a chance to watch that. Nazir Brooks is a beast. You know him? I know who Nazir Brooks is. Yes, Trey, I do. The former Cincinnati Bearcat, right? What do I think about Coppin State? I think Coppin State continues to be underrated. Apparently, they have some guards that can turn people over. Are they going to be a problem, Sharp Plays, in the tournament? I had TCU -4, and they had like 20% capacity at their court. Really? Just nobody gives a shit about TCU basketball? Huh. I wonder who's on Norfolk. Norfolk plays like kind of crazy basketball, though, don't they? Aren't they like prone to having a lot of runs? One thing I'm going to do, I want to work on it tonight because I can't stand losing at this. I can't stand losing on so many poor shooting performances. I'm going to make a top 25 tonight, and I'll have it for you boys tomorrow. Tomorrow's 1:00. I will have a top 25 that we'll go over really briefly, but I'm going to do it based on guard play more than anything else. So try and twist my head back into a guard play mold because I don't know. I've been betting on too much. I'm on the wrong end side of guard play all the time. I got the better guard play. Unless I'm talking, I think I have to think it through my head or something because last time I really put a focus on it, things were good that night. UConn better be in there. I can't do it. I think the edge goes to Villanova. Matchup-wise. Eric Dixon is a great matchup against these forwards. Now, if they put if I could bet on Eric Dixon over/under on fouls, I'd bet on the over. TTL, you got any props on the number of fouls called on Villanova tonight? It's going to be crazy. I did not see Texas Southern choke a 22-point lead. It reminds me of North Dakota. I almost faded them this morning. I had spite because I was like, fucking, we didn't have anything for the early. I was like, I need something in this game. And I almost took fucking St. Thomas out of spite. I should have. What are your favorite college basketball team? Duke. Both my parents went there. So I've been rooting for Duke since they were like, since it was like the Jay Williams, Mike Dunleavy, Shane Battier, Carlos Boozer. That's like the basketball I was raised on. So that's why you'll always see me. I think it's just the bias I have. I'll always pick the smarter basketball, the more fundamentally sound basketball, the better defense, and not necessarily always the best talent. Dixon is 10.5 points. Whoa. I like Eric Dixon a lot. But if he's in foul trouble, I mean, who knows? But he has a good matchup today. It's like Paul Millsap versus Anthony Davis. Cole 15.5, Martin 13.5. I don't know. I guess Cole 15.5 is correlated with UConn winning, especially if Gillespie's out. I don't know on those. I just wanted the fouls. I think they're just going to I think the refs are going to fuck Villanova hard tonight, right through the back of their head. Who you taking today? So far, I'm on Miami of Ohio and Texas Tech. I think I'm going to be on Siena money line, and I think I'm going to end up taking Charleston and Arkansas too. Maybe Yale. This side is more of a lean side. I can't do Eastern Michigan because I can't play against Northern Illinois. They've made too much money for us and been too, but they're going to match each other. And you want to see some undisciplined shot taking, tune into that game. If you want to teach a kid what not to do, if you have a son who likes basketball, I'm going to be like, here's like what not to do on a basketball court. Not skills-wise, but just actual like discipline and stuff-wise. Watch that game. What do I think about the Michigan thing? Sharp plays, I think that you can't do that. I think kids are too impressionable. If it was back in the day, whatever. But people are too impressionable these days. We can't be doing shit like that. And I think it was just over like you won't shake my hand kind of thing. And then guard got in his face after he wouldn't shake his hand and all kinds of shit like that. That's like kind of poor sportsmanship to begin with. So that's pretty bad. I don't know if he should get fired. Maybe. Probably, to be honest. I would. Yeah, also Oliver, Yale money line today. Got it -138. Yeah, and I don't think they're being disrespected. Like, if you really think about it, Yale's been kind of like, they had a poor non-con this year for the first time in a while. So maybe people just don't believe in like a Nazaire Swain-led basketball team. That's also because you have to think about how they've been valued just relative. Like a lot of people are like trap line. Well, it's only -3, but they're still 3-point road favorites now. Granted, it opened at 2, but they're only Penn stinks. We were saying to take Yale when they just played Penn. Penn stinks. And how the fuck did I forget about Princeton Yale when I put out my Saturday card? Somebody remind me. I forgot. I put it on the board on Friday, and then I forgot to take Princeton over Yale. Damn it. Damn it. We circled the Northern Colorado spot and then got them versus Weber State, though. So the look-ahead spots I got to start doing more of, too. Those are good because I forget about things after watching games. Howard was talking shit before they even shook hands. Yeah, I think he also like kind of refused to hand or anything. If anything, a trap line is the Canes. I can see it. I can see that one going either way. I really do think because they've been relying on Sam Wardenberg's inside defense a lot. Like they especially been letting especially meet guys at the rim, even and playing really good, like solid fucking post defense. But if he gets in foul trouble, I think they're going to have some problems because then you have some of these like younger kids even trying to guard Hughley, and it just can get really bad. But then, if Miami hits threes and like just beats the shit out of them, okay? Because the Canes do play good perimeter defense. I don't think that Burton and Ojikale are going to be able to like have similar penetration as they had versus like UNC, for example, where they just get to their spots at will. Burton gets to his mid-range spots at will. I mean, you got to admit, Jamarius Burton in the mid-range is pretty damn good now, especially like from that free throw line kind of spot. He hits an extremely high percentage of shots from there. Like very, very high percentage of shots. Did I miss anything? What did I miss? What did I miss? I think we're pretty caught up. All right. What games did I miss on here that I wanted to chat about? Do I want to be on Siena? Oh, matchup-wise, maybe not. But I think Monmouth stinks. At one point, I think they kind of stink. I think I am going to end up on some Siena money line. I think I have to. Maybe not the spread, but I have to take the money line. I just have to fucking do it. I don't have a choice. I think Monmouth is playing such bad basketball. It's a little sprinkle. The fish eggs are a sprinkle. If you don't like salmon roe, don't know how to help. Or just fish roe. If you don't like salmon roe, but you like other kinds of roe, that's all right. Why not? Thoughts on Vandy today? I can't. So we have like certain teams, like in the NBA, where we have like we don't allow people to bet on the Warriors when there's no Draymond Green. Like we physically don't allow people to do that. You're not allowed to. We're not allowed to bet on Vandy without Rodney Chapman. Rodney Chapman's the most important guy on that team. I know he's been out like the last game or two, but like Texas A&M's been playing like shit for a while. I don't think when push comes to shove that Scottie Pippen and Wright can match Davison and Shackelford. And I get Robbins is back, and I get that could be a problem. I feel like Bama, I know Bama stinks. We hate Bama. Faded them so much, eternally fading Bama. But I can't do Vandy, man. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle Yale. I'll end up at least sprinkling just a little bit of Yale. I don't know a full half unit, but my units are like that's why you only see me do a half a unit, 2 units. My units are like not small. So if I'm just sprinkling like tiny little things, like not even a half unit on things, yeah, like I'll have probably everything on this board for like the tiniest bit. I'm a fucking degenerate. I chose to do sports betting for a living. What's my unit? I'm fucking, hell or high water. Let me get another break in. The last time I was fucking talking about stuff like that, somebody broke in through the fucking back door right there, man. Not happening again. That's not happening again. So, yeah. I think Texas Tech is going to bludgeon Oklahoma over the fucking head without Harkless. I think you're walking into that environment without your emotional like backbone of the team. Texas Tech bludgeons them over the head. I don't think Gibson scores 35 again. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Put 50 on Kentucky money line when they went down against Bama last game. Nice idea, Aiden Wine. I like it. You knew that. You see the thing. I think this is the core points. Hearing Cryer may be done for the season for Baylor. That stinks, fun guy. Did they end up? I actually didn't watch that game. Were they both out, Cryer and Flagler, and people ended up taking Oklahoma State? Then hopefully that kept people off of Baylor at least. Is that a pancake next to Sienna? No, JT Ruth. Keep it no, brother. It's just a sprinkle. I'm going to take some Sienna money line on a sprinkle. Flagler played. Okay, little Benny. And no Cryer. Cryer is really bad, though. That's really bad. He was almost my favorite piece of offense they had, weirdly enough. From a guard standpoint, at least. Looks like a pancake. Does it? It's like fish roe eggs, guy. I guess from there. I'll figure out. I tried to look for avocado and pancake magnets. Much harder to find than you think. I have New Mexico to win. I do. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong. I'm taking a little bit. Not even a half a unit, but just a little bit on the fact that I think Utah State might be awful. Awful. You're right. Flagler does hit those threes when down 8. He does. That is Adam Flagler. You can make him a Kinjo's the problem, not Flagler. Not Flagler. For sprinkle, you just use a marker and put little dots. Oh, I could just draw a fucking avocado. That's fucking hilarious. You're a genius, little Vinny. You are a genius. You're very smart. Flagler played awesome. Yeah, I like Flagler. Just not a whole lot. Unfortunately, that team it's really weird, man. Because I thought Baylor would have rounded around by now, like Brown and Sochan and stuff. Brown, right? Kendall Brown, yeah, and Sochan and stuff. He single-handedly won them that game. Wow, I should go back and watch. Fun guy. I like that. That probably would have made me happy seeing Flagler do that well. That makes me happy. I was really hoping the shot at end of regulation counted, though. I didn't see. I got to go back and watch a little bit of that. Toledo minus 13. I don't know, Night Gobber. I felt 2 ways about that. It's a lot of points, and Toledo is tied with Ohio, I think, at top for the regular season standings, so they can't lose the game. But I haven't watched. Are they playing Western Michigan, right? Not Central. Because I kind of like Central, but they're playing at Ohio. Can't take them that spot for me. I would probably, I don't know. I'd lean. I don't know. No opinion, man. I can't help. Sorry, Night Gower. I don't want to lead you the wrong way, man. How do I trust that Toledo's going to give a shit here? I mean, I wouldn't give a shit if I was going to play Western Michigan. I just had to play Central Michigan, who I didn't give a shit enough to beat the shit out of. So maybe it's like I got to get my shit together a little bit. But if I was them, I'd be like, let's just go fucking barely beat this other crappy team and just figure it out. We're a bunch of young guards. We don't know any better. We're really relying on jump shooting either way. So they're so much better than Western Michigan. They can name their score. What do they want to name it, Night Gobber? Homie from Oklahoma State shot a hook shot from behind the set, behind the backboard with 1 second left. That's hilarious. Oklahoma State, man, wildly undisciplined. Wildly undisciplined. Kent State to cover 8.5 over Ball State. Yeah, JTG. I don't love that. I don't think from a matchup perspective, but if Kent State is just the reason why it's on like the lean side, why I couldn't get around the Ball State, because I actually think they match up really well from a matchup perspective, even though Sparks theoretically shouldn't get as much as, but he's so much smarter that like Hamilton and them don't play very smart. He can get them into foul trouble, consistent offense. If Kent State wasn't playing well, I'd be like, okay, like very similar to, I think the first game, I believe it was like a 1 or 2 point game at Ball State earlier in the season, where it's like, this is just going to be a lower scoring possession game, a similar matchup to like a Northern Illinois or something, where there's enough physicality, enough of that, enough big guards to annoy us. So theoretically, but Kent State is just on fire. On fire. He made it. Oh my God, that guy made that shot. I got to go back. How did I not watch that game? That must have been the best game of the night. I was trying to get a bunch of other shit done. Yeah, I don't know. I think that could be low scoring. I think Kent State could also go up, like do the exact same thing to Ohio that they just did. Kent State's playing some pretty damn good basketball, and they're really fucking talented. But I think it's the Kent State matchup. So I had to throw it on the board. Or a Ball State matchup, so I had to throw it on the board. Whose jersey am I wearing? Kevin Durant, dude. Durant. I need some shots. I need some damn shots. I really need people to make some three-pointers. I can't do another 20% three-point shooting from every fucking team I bet on. It's always in the 20s. For like a week and a half now, I can't get anybody shooting a decent amount besides Pitt the other night. Thought it was Kemp. Yeah, I like Sean Kemp, but this is my favorite jersey. This is where I go to when I'm sad. Daddy Drew, the Tar Heels are not making. How are they going to make the tourney? How? They probably will. They'll probably just let them in. What do I mean? Just let them in? Thought you had shots of liquor. Nah, I just need some shots, guy. I am a Duke fan. I'm a huge Duke fan. You're right. I actually don't have, because I didn't go there, so I don't have the same visceral hate for UNC. I just don't like this basketball team. I thought RJ Davis was going to be something, and he keeps disappointing me. It was always Marshall and UMD. Good job, Aaron Holtz. Yeah, I'm going to avocado Siena money line. I am going to. I think they're going to win that basketball game. I might be wrong. I think they're going to win that basketball game. But decent physicality disadvantage, so I'm not going to. Like, if Monmouth decides to play true potential for the first time in 2 months, you know. But I think I have guard play. I don't know if I have the advantage. I have suitable guard play. LOL, I was over here getting bad by saying Marshall wasn't a good play. No, I mean, hey, you never know. You never know. It's hard for one-game sample sizes to know what's a good and a bad play. Like, theoretically, it's like Seattle is, like, I guess, a bad play because they shot poorly from three, and we kind of knew they would, and they didn't make layups, but they had a lot of open three-pointers, man. You still have to hit the open ones. I actually thought they got pretty good penetration at Trammell and stuff. They actually got pretty good ball penetration. Seattle just couldn't hit a fucking shot. I don't know what to say. Just curious, what's your biggest win you've had betting? The Braves last year, actually, weirdly enough. I loaded up on them for like every single post I put for the last like month of baseball was like talking about loading up and how you should take your Braves every day. I ended up with, like fucking house. So that was my best probably. But from a single game, it was probably Jared Cannonier recently. I put, because I've been having a rough time as of recent. I put a lot of money on Jared Cannonier. A scary amount on Jared Cannonier. Fucking for just two guys punching each other in the face in the center of the thing, it was a pretty scary amount. And I was scarily very not worried in the first round of that fight. Okay, from a basketball perspective, do we have anything else? Because I am going to come fucking that's what, but I didn't like get that look that scared. I wasn't that scared because Cannonier is like super patient, controlled, and like I didn't think it was that bad. I think you just had to let Brunson do his thing. From a perspective, I am going to look to live Richmond. I'm going to hope George Washington comes out. Big on George Washington Day. I am going to probably look to live Bama, but I got to make sure that Vandy's doing some stupid things wrong to combat the stupid things Bama will do down the stretch. Did you talk Nova and UConn? Yeah, I think Nova has the matchup edge, like especially with Dixon inside. You look at the first matchup, how can UConn really play that much better? They shot pretty good from three. They scored like 70-something points. Nova's always going to get free buckets on UConn, in my opinion. Always, because they play smart basketball and UConn's spastic, just running around there, barely coached. So I definitely get Nova. The thing that scares me, honestly, is I think they're going to take Dixon out of the game. And I think they're going to, I think they're going to make it I think they're going to call 1.5 million fouls on Nova. I think their whole team's going to be in foul trouble in the first 10 minutes of the game. We'll see. But it feels something's wrong to me. I don't think Nova's that good. That would be my other issue with it. I think UConn sucked. But I don't think Nova's very good either. It is so difficult to win on the road in the Big East right now. It is so difficult. They're calling it's like on one side, if anybody watched that Creighton DePaul game, DePaul was literally taking fucking Nemhard and throwing him across the court, and the refs were just like, I tweeted like, yo, he's gonna get hurt because like he was about to get hurt. How is Charleston only minus? Wait, what is this? No team has ever won me more than betting on the Cardinals last year when they went on that streak. Oh, you got on that streak? That's nice. That is a real nice streak. I love baseball, man. I'm still one of the few people on planet Earth that absolutely loves baseball. I think just because I was raised on it. How is Charleston only -1? I mean, they've let a lot of people down, Aaron Holtz. If you think about it, Northeastern does eat chip for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and nobody should be putting too much stock into the wins over Towson. I believe they scooped the season series. Awesome matchup against a Towson team that really doesn't hurt them athletically at all at the guard spots because they just match up really well. I think Brendan Tucker can have a really big game. I think CFC, even without Meeks, because Meeks would be really nice because the Doherty, that's his name. I couldn't think of it earlier. That Doherty kid stinks for Northeastern. So I think Burnham, now we're putting a lot of emphasis. He's young, a little annoying. But I think Charleston should be able to win that game. I mean, Charleston has just absolutely burned people all season. Anytime people have laid points with Charleston. So I can kind of understand like why people aren't rushing to the books to hammer Charleston or why the line's so short. I mean, how many fucking spreads has Charleston covered all season? Didn't they just lose at home to James Madison? Like, I think this line's kind of portraying what a dumpster both these teams are. College of Charleston's just a very talented dumpster. Yeah, I don't know. I think what they're due to cover one. Yeah, I mean, taking them on the road. I mean, you just got to be weary. You're taking Demetrius Underwood to get you a road win. That's pretty annoying. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I'll just have a calm, relaxing day where I don't take Michigan State, where I don't take Charleston. I could just live my life in peace. That's not the worst idea. What is 81 to 60? Charleston would be like a 20U play if the line wasn't so sketch. I don't think you can trust their guards enough to make them such a big play. Their guards are fucking wonky, man. That Underwood kid has no idea what the best play is on the court at any time. And the crazy part is I'm pretty sure he's been playing basketball for I think he's like a 5th-year guy. They had like transferred up from some shitty program where he probably was like wildly ball dominant there too. But that guy has no idea what the fuck he's doing. I gotta take Charleston because they just moved to Charleston. Hilarious. Georgia plus 12 over A&M. I lean that way off the bat, but what's Georgia been up to? Who's gonna guard? Ooh, can they just put that big scary guy on Cook though? That's minorly worrisome. I don't know, dude. That would be my problem with this game, is that I think Texas A&M's been playing pretty bad, but the only thing I'm scared of is whatever that huge athlete is on Texas A&M, if they just put him on Cook, there's some problems. And Georgia's not going to, like, kill him inside. So if you want, but I don't want that. Matchup-wise, I actually probably lean A&M. Because if you have somebody to cut the head off the snake, Aaron Cook kind of does everything for that team. That's kind of like what the team's built to be. So that's a little annoying for me. Home team win percentage in SEC is 64%. Huh. Is that high or low relative to other part? Ideas? What do you mean ideas? I wish I had more ideas. The only ideas I got, I think Miami of Ohio wins, and I think Texas Tech wins, and I think there's a fair chance that Siena wins. Otherwise, I got a lot of matchups I like, but they're teams like Arkansas and Charleston that fucking scare me out the wazoo. Michigan State scares me out the wazoo. I really think Michigan State should be like a pick 'em in this game, though. Realistically, just value-wise. Oh, bet-wise? Yeah, I'm just rocking those ones, man. Wow, it's only 58% for the Big East. No wonder they're fucking trying to no pancakes for me, Caleb. I can't force it. I'm not betting bad right now, man. I'm running into some fucking bad variance. I can't be on the right side of 3-point variance to save my fucking life. And I'm still like basically even over the last like week. Or I mean more than even over the last week. Pitt Day was a great day. But I've been basically even since then. I think I'm like exactly even since then. So I don't need to overreact. This board's a little scary. We're late season. This just isn't our day. Next time when I just got to be on all my teams. I'm letting too many opportunities go by. Temple money line against Cincinnati the other day. We fucking love Temple. Northern Kentucky versus Oakland. Got to be on that. Yesterday, okay, we got our Middle Tennessee over UTEP. We were on our Middle Tennessee. Our little boys are good boys. Next time Towson play, make sure we're on them. Things like this. I just got to be a little smarter, but I cannot force it. Just give me some threes. Well, I'm fucking dancing around in a hat and a jersey with fucking bongos. That's how bad I need a three. So, all right. Any last emos? I wish I liked Georgia, but I don't like that matchup, actually. I actually really don't like that matchup. Any last ones? Man, if Texas A&M was playing minorly better, I'd be all over them. But they just lost to Vandy, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I think I like, if you put a gun to my head, I'd take, because I actually watched them both recently for some fucking weird reason. I'd take Bakersfield over Cal Poly if I had a gun to my head. That Cal Poly team really struggles with any sort of guard play whatsoever. God damn it, that Chroma guy had a great game. They just couldn't bring the fucking ball down the court. Yo, Riverside, I can't do that. Team is so fraudulent. That team is so fraudulent. I didn't realize they have an Asian coach, though. I gotta stop bad mouthing them. I think Nevada, the value is gone on Nevada. And if you want to, if you believe in UNLV, by the way, I would take them tonight. But they've kind of struggled with like the size and athleticism that Nevada has all season. So that's kind of a problem. If you can get CBB props, Chris likes points over locked. I've never heard somebody say Chris likes and lock in a first in a same sentence. Chris likes is a crazy person. But to each their own, Aaron. Against Florida. Huh. Bringing in the second unit. He's going to have a big quickness advantage. Huh. Interesting. Back in Miami. Well, he's in Gainesville. He's not really in Miami. Gainesville isn't quite Miami. But, yeah, maybe. Back in Florida, yeah. Hey, maybe. Have you watched him play basketball this year, though? Yeah, he hasn't been in the rotation much lately. Yeah, and have you watched him? Like, his shot has, like, less confidence than, like, my little brother at college. Like, it's, like, not – it's not the situation, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, that's scary for me. Not as much this year, but a ton at UM. Yeah, he's pretty bad, dude. Aaron Holtz, he's really bad. It's, like, a really bad look. And, like, he still goes on the little spurts where he'll take, like, 3 shots on 3 possessions in a row, and it's just bad. Yeah, he's way down the pecking order. It's his confidence, little Vinny. He doesn't shoot confidently, play confidently, anything anymore. What do you two need? What do you need? Yeah, so I think it's a confidence thing more than anything. Okay. So, yeah, goddamn, at a principle, I want to end up on Villanova, but I know that they're about to get butt fucked tonight. All right. Any last emos before I run? So I'm going to head Arkansas Tech, Charleston, Texas Tech 3-teamer. You wild man to put Arkansas and Charleston, at least separate the two crazy people. Texas Tech's going to feel upset that they're the only people with, like, a brain on the list. Oh, yeah, it could be a good bet. Just giving you 2 cents. Yeah, no, I think it's really weird. I don't know. When I watch Chris Likes, I see a guy that doesn't have confidence anymore. And that without confidence, I mean, you're screwed. So that's my 2 cents on Chris Likes. I just think he's playing without confidence. Say hi, Bill. Just saying hi. What is he, Russ? All right, guys. Ken ready for Yale. Ooh, yes. Yes, I am Tyler Zoe. I am going to have a little bit. I'll pop off now so I can put a bet in. I didn't do it yet. I don't mind taking a worse number. I'm just going to take it for a little bit. K-State plus 12.5 rivalry. I like K-State on the road. Levy, one thing that worries me, it reminds me of Duke versus Clemson, where it's like, why is this so wide? And then they're just going to get – it's like we gave them our best punch last time. We were up fucking 17 in the second half last time and managed to lose. Now I can just see Kansas just beating their ass, like literally just beating their ass. Yells lines up to 3.5. All right. I'm going to take some anyways. I just don't care. Although that makes the money line really annoying. Maybe I'll look to live them. Live betting has been awesome lately. I think I'm going to try and live them. I'm going to try and live Alabama. What do you need? Hi, Stinky. I'm going to try and live Alabama. And yeah. All right, you two. You got to fuck out of here. All right, guys. I'm going to have top 25 tomorrow, but I'm going to do it from like a guard play closing kind of perspective. A little better grip on betting. Just because I've been getting burned by too much poor guard play recently. Too much missed 3-pointers. So I'm going to try and correct that in the coming. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Have a go on, boys. Yeah, have a go on. All right, Deanie, you got to move.